The Packers, of course, have Aaron Rodgers back in the fold this season. Doesn't mean he isn't going to light up the front office during pressers, but something he's not mad at the front office about is Green Bay bringing back one of his former buddies in wide receiver Randall Cobb. Now, Cobb, coming over from the Texans, had the best years of his career in Green Bay playing with Rodgers. So, Geoff, what's your fantasy outlook for the 31-year-old, that's kind of old, back with the Pack?
Yeah,
not for the earth, not old for the earth. Just old
football years, Jesse. You're right. It's old in football years. Look, Randall Cobb is the epitome of this. Might actually be like a very solid real life addition for the Green Bay Packers, just because of his experience, his connection with Rodgers. It's kind of a nothing burger for fantasy purposes. I mean, this is a player who's broken 1,000 yards rushing or receiving, even in his prime once. He had, even with Aaron Rodgers. I mean, this is a player who hasn't seen over 100 targets in like 6 years. Randall Cobb's durability has been an issue throughout his career as well. You know, the last time we kind of saw Randall Cobb be something for fantasy was in Dallas. He did average 15.1 yards per reception, but I really feel like you look back at what he did with Houston last year, you know, more in lines of like 10 to 12 yards per reception. If you get 600 yards and 4 touchdowns from Randall Cobb this year, that's pretty much what I would expect. This is a guy maybe you could look to in best balls to stack with Aaron Rodgers, but he's not really someone that should be on your radar at all. I'd still rather take a shot with Allen Lazard if you're looking to someone down the depth chart in the Green Bay Packers organization for wide receiver.
Reid, do you agree? Not really a factor?
Yeah, he's not. But I think it's part and parcel of why Aaron Rodgers is back, right? Is that was part of probably the deal, a sign of good faith. But for fantasy purposes, it doesn't really mean anything. Maybe a bye week flyer, right? You put in Randall Cobb and you can get you a decent floor, but that's just it. We have no idea. I mean, Geoff mentioned Allen Lazard. I think he's not that far down on the depth chart. I think what we saw with him last year was great, right? He just couldn't stay off the injury list for a handful of weeks. But when he was on there, he was a guy that, you know, that Rodgers trusted, that wanted to get more reps in. Robert Tonyan is obviously there. Aaron Jones is still going to be a factor in the backfield. So I think this is more a good faith signing for Aaron Rodgers to get back in the deal, as sort of the sweeten the pot. But other than that, I don't see him anywhere better than a wide receiver 4. And again, those bye week flyers.